Oh, what's up, guys? Uh, we're not ready. We ain't ready. Is it? All right. J-Base Phoenix here, and for once, I don't have the heater on because it's warm enough outside that my upstairs is nice and toasty. Um, obligatory book plug. Buy the book. It's out now. Paperback 20. Kindle Unlimited, free 99 minus 99, making it just free. And Kindle, normal Kindle, $10. $10. I know a lot of people bought it. A lot of people haven't read it yet. Odd. But as long as you buy it and give it a rating, because ratings are very important, we good. Before we start, let's upload the next. God, what are we on? Chapter 10? Oh no, I didn't read it. Oh God, how much is in chapter 10? I forgot to read it. I was supposed to read it last night, guys. No! Let me open it. Bro! We might need to do a live reading, folks. Gosh darn it. Oh God, do we have to change the title of this? Bro! Chapter 10. Okay. Um, Let me see how long this chapter 10 is. Where is it? The 7. Yeah, yeah. Hmm, yeah. Hmm. Started watching Hunter x Hunter. More like the 4th episode. Pretty good show. Pretty good show. Friends have been telling me to watch it for a while. Finally watching it. Glad I'm watching it. Because you're already in the exam. You're already in the exam. So, we found out last time, Anti story, that his let's see, we started page 67. How long does this chapter go? Oh boy, yeah, we can't read this. We are not going to be able to read all that right now. All right, so I'm going to upload what I have of it and send it to those sites. I'm going to change the title again. Um, you know, I'm going to upload what I have to the sites. I'm just going to have to correct it later. Gonna have to correct it later because we cannot do all this, first of all, within an hour. And I want to get to developing a new power system and changing Disturbed Delinquents around a little bit. I know we wrote a few chapters on it already, but you know, we're gonna change where their powers originate from, I think. Yeah, this chapter is way too long. Plus, I wasn't prepared to read this. Like I was going in thinking, "Hey, I'm gonna create a new power system," but this is, yeah, that ain't happening. This ain't happening. All right, we're gonna copy this over to this. Number 9 in Archdemon. Nice. How do we edit the story though? We have to read it.
So I went to see my doctor, and he told me I might be suffering from a condition that affects lots of people today. Not giving a fuck about what I eat.
No, that keeps adding the wrong thing. Edit and then art. Alright, whose picture are we gonna use? There's a lot of angel characters. I'm gonna use Apotheo for the final chapter. I don't think I have any other angel characters drawn. Should clickbait. Should clickbait with the picture of Clickman here. Clickbait! Clickbait! I'm not gonna tell you who this is, though it should be pretty evident. Clickbait. Yo, what up, though, homie Jay? Glad you could make it to the stream. Freebo. It makes no sense to most people or anybody out there, but he gets it. You get it. Chapter. Why you say Freebo? Well, because the homie Jay Freebo has the points. He has the points we're looking for. Oh, I'm gonna have to add a poll too. God. Yeah, I'll add a poll after. Freebo has the points. He has the points. It's always been about Freebo, the homie Jay. When has it not been? Freebo is us, and we are Freebo. We are Freebo. And because we are Freebo, we are free, bro. You see where I'm coming from with this? Ain't nobody gonna give you that gem of information I just told you. We are free, bro, because we are free, bro. No, I don't see where you're coming from. You know where I'm coming from with this. There's only one place you could understand. We both, cause we're free, bro. Alright, that's done. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Quick. Alright. Close out of this. We have all of these open. We don't need any of those open. Closing out things. Let's check the Discord. Oh. Why does it do this, guys? Okay, there we go. Discord. Join our Discord if you haven't already. Okay. We're good. It's a little dark. Alright, that's that. I'm gonna have to read this later, like I said. Make sure I get every ounce of juicy information and story from this chapter. Juicy. Oh, I had superpowers open. I don't need to. Alright. Alright. So new characters. So what are we doing? Oh yeah, new power system. Alright. Let's go to... Where is it? Oh no, this is still under Ascendant. You just tell me Fizbin? No, Fizbin, I win. You guys ever watch Back at the Barnyard, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, then just like when I said Weibo, I must seem pretty crazy to you. Promise I'm not. I promise. Alright. Alright. So, we're going to create this Disturbed Delinquents. Alright, how is this going to work? So I want to have these characters draw from something. Something with great. So it has to make sense. There are alien characters on the planet. There are robotic characters on the planet. There are, well, not human, but stellar characters on the planet. They should all have some sort of collective thing that they can all draw from. So you know how Dragon Ball Z, everybody got ki, right? What's it? Naruto, everybody got chakra, right? That's the thing everybody draws from. And Hunter x Hunter, I believe, I'm not sure yet because I'm only 4 episodes in, I believe it's called Aura. It's where everybody draws their powers from. So I think we need something collective, and we need a name for it, of course. Collect Force. Force, that's another thing. Star Wars has the Force. That's where people draw their powers from. Collect Force that the Stellars, aliens, and robots draw from for their superpowers. I think some people are going to have advantages, some people are going to have disadvantages. We're also going to have them have weaknesses as well. Like Omnispect, I gave the weakness. He has all the, I don't think we're going to change. Powers, I think, are already deemed pretty special enough. Like, I want to start creating more creative superpowers, especially for this series. Powers that are deemed special enough by me, I don't think I'm going to retread or rewrite. So let me give you an example. Grace, she's part of the Deadhead aliens. That's her physiology. But due to this collective force, and this explains where she gets superpowers from, because I was trying to figure out, if she's just a Deadhead, how does she have auditory teleportation, which is the power I'm about to describe, right? How does she have this? Well, if we have this collective force on this planet, if it just comes from this planet being on this planet for a certain amount of time or something, I'm not sure where this force is going to come from just yet, but that could be something they explore down the line. Maybe after they beat Omnispec, maybe before they beat Omnispec, maybe they'll never beat Omnispec. I don't know where the story is going yet, and I love that about this story, right? So, this force, this collective force, would grant her auditory teleportation, right? Good. She also, in addition to has her deadhead physiology. So certain aliens, most of the aliens, alien races that I have created have their own sorts of bonus powers that come with them being what they are. So, for example, the deadheads. The deadhead physiology is they have, first of all, they're all born with flaming skull heads, and they are also not given names from birth. They are named by other people, um, what other people deem to like be a very good name for them. So Grace, I've said before, but I'm really excited to start building this. Grace from before, right? She never had a name up until a point somebody, when she was brought to the academy, her brother's space military special guard academy, they were like, oh, she's really graceful with weapons. Boom. That's where she got the name Grace from, right? So deadhead physiology grants her soul siphon, so she's able to steal people's souls. And soul empowerment. So it's not just like she's stealing people's souls, like, oh, that's mine now, like your soul is a part of me, I ain't getting nothing from it. Soul empowerment grants her, the more souls she consumes, the stronger she becomes, right? So she has that. Plus, with the deadhead physiology, and I didn't include it in the superpowers thing because that'd be kind of weird. They get a little high from it, and I find that hilarious. Um, So that's the Deadheads. We have 3 characters spread out across a few of my series. Well, 2 of them. Grace is mainly in Disturbed Delinquents. The homie Blackjack, Black Jackal is codenamed Jack, Blackjack. His soldier name, his soldier number is 21. See what I did there. He, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he's in this series a little bit, not as heavy. He's not a main character in this series, but when we get to the 8th book of Descended, he is part of this space epic space opera thing that book is. Him and his team, I I catered towards him more so because I like him as a character. Um, he's in that as well, and their older sister that raised them, Vira, she is here and there. She's not really a main character in any of this series. I don't plan to make her a main character. She's just a deadhead that wears a helmet to cover her flaming skull, and she's kind of just there for wise advice when she's not drunk. Um, so I'm going to start reworking and redefining some of these stellar abilities, right? So because I like creative superpowers, I don't feel it's just for me to make this series and have these characters essentially have the same superpowers as a lot of my other characters from mainly the Descended series. Um, Cyril right now, I'm gonna say he's a glorified alien Static Shock right now. Not entirely in love with it, right? Zashi, she's essentially she's a space samurai. Not entirely in love with it. Grace, love her ability because it has drawbacks to it and bonuses about it. So, say a villain like Omnispect, the main one, knows that she can teleport to the loudest sound or the closest sound to her. Say he punches a wall and she thinks it's one of her teammates. She teleports to that sound. He's like, "Oh, gotcha! Shouldn't have done that." That's just an example. Clad, very straightforward. I don't like it. We're changing it. New power system powers. There might be a limit to how much they can draw or no limit. So we're going to add that to. I'm going to switch this around because I could not tell. I have a lot of documents called Disturbed Delinquents first. So, questions to answer. Limit or limitless? I'm liking the idea of it having a limit, and maybe somebody has the added bonus ability of not only having the superpowers, but having a limitless abundance to the use of their superpowers. So you know how in Naruto somebody can run out of chakra and they'll essentially just kind of dead. Or keys, well, in Dragon Ball Z now it doesn't matter. You could run out of ki in Dragon Ball Z, low on energy, whatever. I kind of like the limit. It adds another edge to the power system. Um, so we're just gonna new power system powers. We're gonna leave their first powers there, um, just as a reference because I don't want to delete what I had of it. I think it'd be good to look back on it. Is the YouTube still going? Because it sounds like it paused and it's asking me if I'm still watching. It's exactly what it did. Stupid. Okay. Ah, my legs. So Kokaida, not really anything special about what she can do, right? Ice woman. She's half elemental, half stellar. She has ice generation and water manipulation. Excuse me, but she also has aerohydrokinetic absorption, meaning she can dehydrate somebody or cause them to asphyxiate. She also has bubble generation, which explodes on the bubbles explode on contact. We're going to change this around with the new power system powers. And this is going to be a work in progress. We're working on. Let me just copy this. We're working on all of this. Morphton. Not sure what I don't even know what he could do just yet. Mend. Not sure what she can do just yet. Like I said before, I like the name. Jokro Flutterman. I kind of like his powers already. Wear down defense guy. Don't know what his powers are gonna be. And wear down defense. He just has a lot of defense. Can he attack? We're about to find out. Element man. This is Solace. Yeah, we definitely need to change his powers. Cards. They should also probably have abilities, but I didn't give them any because I didn't want to come up with something creative they can do. Incorpo, you don't see Incorpo's powers a whole lot, so I kind of liked what he could do. So I don't have to really change that fight scene. Plus, I liked what Vermilion could do with the nuclear fire thing, so I want to keep that as well. Living armor guy. Nothing yet. Nothing too creative just yet, but we'll figure something out. So, let's build the power system a little more. What else? Let me see if there's like a website or something. How to build power system. No, this is technology. Magic system for superpower. Superpower system world building. I want to see what questions I have to ask myself. Theme: animalistic. Scene: bestial. Mystical theme: power based on movements in the heavens. Divine theme: people with superpowers are angels. Horror theme: strange forces that humans should not be playing with. Decide where powers come from. I like this site. Shout outs to this site. We're doing some research as far as this goes. This just looks like somebody no, this just looks like somebody sharing their thing. Well, let's see what this site can do for us. Powerful. Well, I want to have some powers that might seem overpowered and are, but it's not all it's chalked up to be. Radiation. Everyone should get it from radiation, depending if it's your world. Scientific or magical explanation. We're gonna go with magical. So let's do this. Let's split these. Scientific or magical. I do need to know what this force is before I dive into it, because like I said, it could be a plot arc down the line for the main characters. Nanite, source of divine, maybe characters have to stay on their god's good side. No. Stars, strongest wind, celestial bodies appear in the sky, effects that powers can produce. Theme is animalistic, maybe superheroes can only require to what real animals have. Characters are angels, maybe my powers are limited to what feels like a miracle from the Bible. Healing the sick, turn water to wine, summon pestilence, scientific influence on element on the periodic table. Those are just suggestions. Powers, more limits and consequences. Exactly. Following. Variation, complexity. Categories. That's a good thing. Multiple powers. Asking for trouble. Multiplies. Here is the same second power. Flight. Chosen one. I don't want a chosen one. Groups. Kind of, as far as superpowers in general go, what kind of groups should there be? There should be groups. I think elementals as a group, not just a alien race, should be one. But that might confuse, that would definitely confuse, first of all, me, and anybody that knows elementals are also an alien race. Control elements. Generate a specific element. I think categories are very important when crafting something like this. Limit or limitless? I think I want there to be a limit, because otherwise some people could just spam what they do. I want them to be smart about their abilities. Being smart about their abilities would take more time to write something like this, but I'm fine with that. What else is there? Maybe reconnaissance of some sort. It would turn invisible. Who use their abilities to get information on others. Um, hmm. Where does the force or power come from? Who is the force effect? I want to look at some of the other powers I already have down. Oh man, here I go splitting documents again. Oh, maybe they should be called. Aren't Mancers already something else? Pretty sure Mancers, the word Mancers is taken by somebody. Is it Worm? Word called Hollow. Live. Oh. No, it's not. Doesn't seem like it's taken by anybody. Maybe because it's technically a word. If I would use Mancers instead of Elementals, that also might make it less confusing. So, Clutter would fall under Junkromancy. Clutter. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. So I got to figure out. I believe Vermilion would also be a Mancer. Pyromancy. And doing this, creating this system, would also allow me to craft more creative stuff. If they're under a certain group, and I'm thinking like, what else could go under this group? So I'm thinking of all types of mancies and things you'll be able to control, like weird things too. Maybe a combination. I don't know. Clutter's Junkromancy. No, they should be. No. It should be under the same thing. Million. So Mancers Elementals should probably be the broadest category. And so let's do this. That broadest, most common category. So people who do this are essentially basic on Disturbed. Vermilion, Pyromancy, radiated Pyromancy. Cocytus, cryomancy. If we keep it to a small amount of powers, but just turn up the applications of what they can do with the powers, then I think we have something better there than me just trying to remember, oh, what can they do again? And giving people a bunch of overpowered abilities, which is what I did in Descended. But like I said, this series will be free, so you'll be able to understand this a little more. And I'm actually glad the cover wasn't done now. Maybe there's a reason for everything, so I'm glad the cover wasn't for this series wasn't done already, because I'd be already posting the first 4 chapters and then going back and editing them and changing the entire story. So since the story's not posted yet, we're going to rework it a little bit to where we shrink down the amount of abilities somebody has, and um, explain the system in the beginning, so it's not hard for people to follow. We also might change some names to what they can do. Not sure yet. Let's see. Maybe defenders could be a category. People who use their abilities for defense. Wear down defense dude. Reconnaissance. Transmutator should be one. Some of these are going to be overlap. Some of these are going to have to be overlap, because there's no way that all of the abilities, creative abilities, are like not under one of these categories. These categories are kind of universal. Especially the masters and transmutators. And is at the top here. People who can change one thing into something else. Well, no, still don't know what men can do. Oh wait, we're supposed to do it like that. For the example characters that are already kind of under these categories. Also, let me look at my creative powers document and draw from that a little bit. So Telekinesis, that would fall under Mancy. Cybernetic weaponized arms, that would fall under Transmutators. Maybe Transmutators should be broken down into 2 different categories, like self-transmutation and other transmutation, non-self-transmutation. So like shape-shifting would be one, self-transmutation. Self-transmutation, other transmutation. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Morphsin would fall under this because he can shapeshift, and then would be the other kind of transmutator. Cybernetic tail, headphones. Oh, this is unique powers and weapons. Hexagons. Allura Hex's hexagons are pretty creative. What would that fall under? Probably defense. Maybe defenders and reconnaissance could fall both under like tech tactical. Well, they're all pretty tactical, but I mean, it's shoot, I don't know. It's not gonna be the end of this. I definitely have to sleep on something like this, but infectious touch, double damage. So the damage she receives, she can double it back. Oxygen siphon, suck is another guy's kind of like that. Limitless arms. That would be shoot. And that'd be like self-boosting or something. It's not going to be the actual term for it, but enhance themselves. The use of the power. I'm just going to call it power for now. I'm definitely going to give it a better name than that, but I don't want to keep calling it force of the force for power. Damage consumption, dimension clause. What would dimension clause fall under? Traversing. It's not reconnaissance. It's not fancy. That's not transmuted. He's not changing anything. He's just opening a portal to something else. That's not self-boosting. It's not defense. So maybe traversers. Probably not a word. Oh, is it? For example, owls, dimension clause. Elemental, based on viruses, wraps, weapons. Maybe that could be one, like something with weapons. That wouldn't fall under any of these. Controlling a weapon, a special weapon. Weapon controllers. Like the same thing I use for the daily name thing. I'm just giving these things so I can understand what to do. For example, vices, wraps. So vices, wraps can kind of move on their own, but he's manipulating them at the same time. Maybe manipulator would be a good term for it. That'd be similar to Mancers. I don't have any other terms right now in mind. Terms, Traverser. I kind of like Traverser. Self-boosting. I promise you this whole thing is going to come together. Magical. Oops, does the force power effect. I don't want to limit it to the planet or anybody born on the planet. Maybe it came from a god and the god was from that planet. Anybody that... Because I don't want it to be something like everybody in the universe has it. Because if everybody in the universe has it, that means everybody can have a superpower, and that would defeat the purpose of the serum from Descended. So I don't want that. So maybe... No, I don't want it to be scientific. I want it to be like magical / spiritual. So I want it to be something like radiation. Power come from? Not sure yet. It could come from the planet. If it comes from a planet, it's going to have to probably be scientific. But if Jackal is visiting there, Blackjack is visiting there as often as he does to see his sister, then he'd eventually develop powers, or that this force from the planet, which would give him new abilities, and I don't want him to have new abilities. I like where he is right now. Laser pistol, sword kinesis, light shield. Liking this. Create and control a special weapon that cannot be found anywhere else in any universe or alternate dimension. If you see a dude walking down the street with like a green sword or something, you know that he is a weapons controller or manipulator, whatever I'm going to call him. Shockwave generation, black sand, dimension spider, plasmic orphan. It's kind of the end of that. And I don't want to look at the superpower document. Well, I may have to. Document site for some more inspiration. Close this out though. Like I said, giving these categories is going to be able to help me to be more creative with this. People that mess space, whether it be traversing through it or causing something to traverse through it. You know what I could do? You know what I really could do? And I want to see how this would end up. I could use my Cosmic Council, Council of Nine, as a basis for all of these abilities. Hear me out. Okay. Where's the all superpowers? Here. So if I have superpowers based on what they all represent, that might be something. I'm gonna look at them and see. I know who they all are, but I want to look and see. So Axel would be representing the traversers. So Axel space. So let me see if this works. So Mother Nature, that would be Mancers, so yeah, that'd probably be Mancers. This might help me define my categories. The Cosmic Council is across multiple series, of course, because they're dominant forces throughout my universe. The nature, and it kind of non-nature too, but domination, destruction, instinct. So any animal-like abilities, like wall crawling or something like that. Time, evil. That's kind of good. That's kind of order. Time might be tricky. I'm not that great with anything time-wise, but if I don't do time, that could just play to Yo, what up, Caesar the Writer? Welcome to the stream. We're creating a new power system. It is hella complicated, and I love it. Um, hmm, yeah. Destruction. What would that fall under? Self-boosting. What would that fall under? I'm trying to look at them to see. Self-boosting. Would that be evil? Well, that couldn't be good either. Maybe instinct to preserve oneself is an instinct. So that could be under instinct. We'll see. Fiero. Instinct. By Kiki. Good luck with the cards. Appreciate it, Season. Appreciate it. Weapons controllers, that would probably be destruction because weapons represent destruction, right? So if it wasn't from the planet, say the Cosmic Council decided to ask anybody that came from this planet with these abilities, these 9 abilities, 9 classes, and they'd also give them, because they're not, I don't think they're prominent enough for what they are in my universe just yet, and this would give them something to kind of do. They're not God of my universe, but they're there to maintain and represent balance. Nation, destruction, weapon power, destruction. Chaos. Reconnaissance, that would probably be, shoot, I don't know. So reconnaissance would probably fall under somebody who could like turn invisible, for example. What would that represent? That could be evil. That could be, I don't see how that could be good. Maybe reconnaissance is more passive than anything, so passive could also represent good. And that might be something. Reconnaissance, chaos. No, that doesn't make sense. Transmutators probably go under chaos. Changing balance of things. I'm trying to do this without using Hunter x Hunter as a reference right now. I don't know what's to come in that show. My friend showed me a bit of like what their power system looks like, but I'm trying not to focus on that. Will be good and evil. Defense. Defense could also fall under instinct. Self-boosting. Yes. So defenders fall under instinct. Get rid of that. I know this looks like a hot mess right now, but I promise you this is, first of all, I'm going to clean this up. But this is, probably see my brain growing from this. Or just my forehead. There it is. Order. That may be something interesting. Order. Cringe. Wolfton, maybe example, ability. Growing. So not everybody has the most useful power. Reconnaissance. Something like reconnaissance do. What could reconnaissance do besides? I'm thinking invisibility, digital vision, What's something like stealing abilities fall under? I was thinking people would be able to steal each other's abilities, but I kind of don't like that. So what if somebody could steal abilities? Somebody like a Omnispect could steal abilities. What would something like stealing abilities fall under? Traverse? No, it's changing something. Transmutation, maybe. Self-boosting? Not really, because you're taking from something else in order to boost yourself. Yeah, not really. Maybe chaos. I'm not sure. Nature, he's not really controlling anything. He's just stealing. Um, so maybe there should be like a theft. Maybe that would fall under evil. Reconnaissance. What else would fall under something like reconnaissance? If I can give something else to reconnaissance, I could figure out what reconnaissance might fall under. So what do we have left? We have destruction, space instinct, chaos, nature. So we're missing order, cosmos, order, astral, evil, time. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to use time, but if I don't use time, it's not the biggest deal. Good. And I'm missing one. No. So we have 4 left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay. So 4 left to use, and I gotta come up with something that represents each of these, like a whole class of superpowers that could fall under each of those. Evil could be theft. Just break that. Theft. It's like stealing abilities. Like stealing abilities. What else? The oh god, the sucking the air out of what suck can do. The vacuum ability. Sucks vacuum ability. Um. So good might fall under bestow if I'm gonna do the opposite. Order using chaos as the chaos transmutation as something. Order, what would be the opposite of changing something, keeping it stable, stoic? Uh, Grounded, unchangeable. We'll have to figure that out. So, based on where we're headed with this, if I'm going to keep to, and I'm liking what I'm keeping to right now, that's just universe. If I'm going to keep it to the Cosmic Council, what they each represent, like I said, that would also make sense for the abilities, but like I'd have to find out why everybody on this planet has the abilities. Indeed, indeed, no, okay. Cos. Like I said, we're gonna keep it to a limit. Period. Is on the Cosmic Council. Yes, he is on the Cosmic Council. Yes, he's on the Cosmic Council. Who does the power affect? We have to figure that out because it's going to affect every alien, robot, and stellar on the planet. Where does the force come from? The Cosmic Council. Why would they choose a planet? Maybe it's not their decision. Maybe the planet is connected to them or something. Maybe it was the planet they were born on or created on. Maybe they were created on a planet, because I don't have an origin for any of them. Maybe they were created on this planet. They left the planet to go do Cosmic Council things, and the life that developed and the life that moved there started becoming attached to the planet and all of that, and they got this this force from the planet that they're like it's like cosmic dust or something, and they all have it now. Um, can it be found? That should be another question. Can the power force, like I said, I'm gonna capitalize it as power. The power be found. Um, definitely some good stuff, something to sleep on. I'm liking what evil, theft, all of that does. Um, and this might be a lot of information to drop in the beginning, so I might not keep all this in the beginning of the story. I got a few left. I gotta figure out what each of these could represent, these powers. Stole. Order, what's the opposite of, oh god. We'll have to figure it out. Stream, we're 5 minutes over, we gotta end the stream. But we will definitely do more of this tomorrow if I haven't already finished by then. I'm really focused on this. I want to know more about this. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm apologize I wasn't as energetic, but I was so focused on this and trying to figure out what this all means, you know. But yeah, thank you guys. Hey, why is everybody doing that? Guys, the stream's over. Go home. Stream's over. Go get some sleep. If you're getting sleep, stop it. Get some help. But other than that, we're gonna end stream, y'all. Make sure you buy where is it at? Make sure y'all buy the out paperback 20. Kindle limited free 99 minus 99, and Kindle will only run about only $10. $10. That's it. You got $10. You probably got $10. You don't got $10, don't worry about it. So as we develop this power system, the story, like I said, will be free, and I want to make it more complex than it is, because I don't want it to be too similar to Descendant, where it's just like, hey, I got electricity powers. Yeah, well, I have the physique of Superman. Yeah, but I'm gonna beat you anyway. Ha! Electricity. What? Oh, how could you beat me? Like, this should make more sense. There should be a balance to this, and with there being balance, like I said, each of these things the Cosmic Council represents, they're there to balance the universe. So if these abilities represent balance as well, there's going to be a balance with superpowers. So we're going to figure that out. I promise you. I'm liking where this is going. I'm excited to see where this is going. Your boy's a genius, and we're gonna get out of here. Creative genius. Creative genius. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, the homie Jay and Caesar the writer, for stopping by. We're gonna raid Mess. Raid is just we're just essentially just hosting the channel. Slash raid. I know we gotta wait for the raid button. Gotta wait for the raid button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'll be back here. Oh, Monday. Oh God, it's been a week already. Jesus Christ. Okay, Monday we start the hour and a half streams. Both we go to 9:30 starting Monday. But yeah, I gotta end it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And this is J Base Phoenix once again, signing off.